My name is Kailas Bhosle. I am from Sanjeevani College of Engineering, Kopergaon. In this session, we are going to study about the shear stresses. We will derive the equation for shear stress. For this unit, we have referred some textbooks as well as some reference books. So at the end of the session, the learners will be able to derive the shear stress equation. In the many engineering applications, we can observe that these are the cross sections of the beams are used, like I section, then hollow rectangular section, then a hollow circular section. So for these beams, we have to find out the moment of inertia and then what is the shear stress at these points of the sections. So we will derive the expression for the shear stress. Suppose that we have derived that for the bending moment. When we apply the load on the any beam, then the bending moment across the section will change. So consider an elemental length delta x of the beam as shown in the figure. Let bending moment at section XX or section A be m, and at that section BB will m plus delta m. So because the bending moment at that side will increase somewhat, so that increment is suppose delta m. So let CD be an elemental fiber at a distance of y from the neutral axis and its thickness is delta y. Then the bending stress on the left side of the elemental fiber will be equal to m upon y into m upon I into y. So this is the portion where we get the bending moment. Bending stress will be equal to m upon I into y into b into d. Here at this portion, so from that we can find out the shear force. The force on the left hand side will be equal to, so this is the bending stress into area. Area is b into dy. So this is the b into dy this is area. So we know that the force will be equal to stress into area. This is the bending stress and this is the area. Similarly, force on the right hand side on the elemental fiber will be equal to m plus delta m upon y into y, and this is area b into dy. So there is an unbalance. So we have to find out because here the force is m upon I into y into b into dy. But the shear force at this side will be somewhat different, m plus delta m upon I into y into b into d1. So that will be unbalance will be there. So we have to find out the unbalanced force. What is that? That will be equal to delta m upon I into y into b into d1. So there are a number of such elemental fibers above section CD. There is unbalanced horizontal force of the section CD to determine. So we have to take the integration of that, and then that will be equal to integrating y to yt delta m upon I into y into b into delta m. That will be equal to d upon I into y into yt, integrating y to yt y b dy. So let intensity of the shearing stress on the element CD be tau. Then equating resisting shearing force to unbalanced horizontal force, we get tau into b into dx equal to delta m upon I, integrating y to yt y into b into dy. So tau will be equal to delta. So we will transfer all the part to the right hand side. So tau will be this much. So from that we can find out the So where A into Y, AY will be moment of area above the section under consideration about the neutral axis. But we know that dm, this will be equal to shear force. So tau will be equal to SA y bar upon bi. So this is the shear stress. Tau is the shear stress, S is the shear force, A is the area, Y is the distance of the part considered from the neutral axis, and B is the width, I is the moment of inertia. So tau will be equal to SA y upon IB or BI. So there is a variation of the shear stresses across the standard section. Consider that this is a rectangular section, and then we have to find out the shear stress about that point. So shear stress of that section will be so at the top portion it is 0, and then it will going on increasing at the neutral axis. So it will be maximum at the neutral axis and then again come to 0 at the bottom edge. Similarly, for the circular section, the variation will be different. At the top edge it will 0. It will go on increasing up to neutral axis and then again come down to 0 at the bottom edge. So we'll solve one numerical. Draw the shear stress variation diagram on the I section shown in the figure. If it is subjected to shear force of 100 kilonewton. Due to symmetry, neutral axis will be at the midpoint. Moment of inertia, so we have to find out the moment of inertia of the three parts. B1 D1 cube by 12 plus A1 H1 square. This is the moment of inertia of the first part. Moment of inertia of the second part, B2 D2 cube by 12 plus A2 H2 square. Similarly, moment of inertia of the third part, B3 D3 square, B3 D3 cube by 12 plus A3 H3 square. So adding that we can get the moment of inertia of the total I section. So we have to put the value in the formula and then we can find out the moment of inertia of the total I section. That is 182.64 into 10 to the 6 millimeters to 4. So we will find out that shear stress at the Y equal to 200, that is at the top edge is 0 because A into Y into 0. So this product will become 0. So at the top and bottom edge the shear stress value is 0. So shear stress at the bottom of the top plate, tau will be equal to SA into Y on the end. So here S is taken as 10 kilonewton into kilometer 10. Then area is 180 into 10. So this is the part we are consider about that point into 195. Upon width is 180. So at that point the width is 180 into I of the section. So from that we can find out the moment of inertia of the section. So shear stress at in the wave at the junction with the flange. So here we have to find out what is the shear stress between the junction. So when there is a drastic change in the shape, at that point also we have to find out the shear stress. At this portion only change is that width is going to change, because above that point the dimension will remain same, only width at that point is 10. So by mistake I have taken here shear force as 10. The numerical it is given 100, so I have to make the correction. So take the shear force as 10 kilonewton. Similarly, we will find out the shear stress at the neutral axis. It is, so there are two parts. So for that we have to consider we have to modify the formula. So S upon I BI into A1 Y1 plus A2 Y2. So this is the shear force B and I. A1 is 180. So this is the part number 1, 180 into 10. And then Y1 is the distance of CG of that section. So this part is 195 millimeter away from the neutral axis. Similarly, Then second part, tail height is 190, then 190 by 2. Then we have to draw the shear stress distribution diagram. So at the top it is 0, then at this portion it is 1.068, at the junction it is 19, and the neutral axis it is 29.10, and then symmetrical diagram is there because it is symmetrical I section. So by this way we can complete the shear stress distribution diagram.